for stroke. They're not understanding that the stroke doesn't come alone there. There are plenty of comorbid conditions which actually associate with stroke, which drives the stroke to be much more pathologic in nature then. So therefore, this comorbid conditions also has to be really very seriously taken off. And whenever you're trying to do whether gene Jiva studies or gene expression studies, microRNA studies or methylation studies, then you have to really worry about, are you really investigating the marks of the stroke, or are you really investigating the marks of some of these diseases which comes along with it then. And if you don't trust me, this set of articles, this set of statement will further prove that large number of studies, non-comorbid conditions, large number of animal studies and human studies have been done globally with using non-comorbid conditions. Means you are talking only about stroke or diabetes alone there. You are not talking about other comorbid conditions that associate with the disease conditions there. So what we did is therefore we thought that let us try to investigate, is it that the stroke and its comorbid conditions across 204 countries, do they actually inherit in the same way? And we looked into all the 204 countries, and this is about the mortalities we have done for the incidence and all from 2009 to 2019. And if you want to see that, yes, overall these are the various 198 countries for which the data has been presented here. You can see that there is the color coding pattern shows that there is a prevalence differences or mortality differences across the countries there. Which when we try to group these into continents, you can see that the ranking pattern in the continents also tend to change there. This is the global pattern 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 to 11, and this is the and you can see that it really varies across various continents when I group those particular 198 countries into various continents. So ideally, yes, it varies across continents. Then we try to look into the mortality, the correlation of mortality rates of stroke and its subtypes. Yes, there is a lot of data. We can again see that there is a difference in the pattern of correlations between mortality with stroke and its other subtypes and all that. No, don't worry about so much of data for all these countries. Then what we did is we try to further investigate that. I try to group these conditions of comorbid conditions as metabolic conditions for stroke, and this is the stroke, various types of strokes, and this is the blood pressure. This is a major driver for the stroke there. And then we try to investigate, do these metabolic conditions, systolic blood pressure and others, how do they really associate with the stroke. And you can see that, yes, this is the global pattern, and this is the global average for metabolic conditions. The green is the metabolic conditions. You can see that the metabolic drivers are more prominent in the US, Mediterranean, European countries, whereas the hypertension is the major driver for in India and East Asia and Central and South Asia there. So when I group all these comorbid conditions across all these countries and all these continents, you can see that the drivers for US and India is quite distinctly different there. If this is true, we always blame that India is the diabetic capital there. Now you can say that yes, India may not be the real diabetic capital there. There might be some other countries. So with this, we are very keen to investigate. This is how the public health research also goes on, and we were trying to investigate, does it have, and they have been mostly talked about in terms of socio-economic parameters there. But we wanted to investigate, are there any genetic correlates and all that. Then what we did is we tried to investigate, we tried to fish out all the Jiva studies that have been published till late for all these conditions, and we looked into all the risk variants that have been reported for overall stroke 389, ischemic heart disease 1178, systolic blood pressure 430.